Good afternoon, welcome to the ICTY Weekly Press Briefing. I'm Magdalena Spalinska, spokesperson to Registry & Chambers, and welcome back to the Tribunal. I will turn first to some decisions which have been issued over the summer recess. In the case of Ratko Mladic, on the 24th of July, the Appeals Chamber dismissed the interlocutory appeal filed confidentially by the defense, appealing the trial chamber's Rule 98 bis decision on counts 1 and 2 dealing with genocide. In its decision, the appeals chamber stated that based on the total evidence for these two counts, the trial chamber did not err in finding that a reasonable trier of fact could have concluded that, taken at its highest, there was sufficient evidence to infer that Mladic possessed genocidal intent. Also in the Mladic case, Judge Ori announced during Monday's hearing that the trial will now sit 4 days a week. The new schedule will begin this week with no hearing on Friday. On the 22nd of August, in the Radovan Karadzic case, MICT Judge Frank Jönsson dismissed as moot Karadzic's request from the 19th of May for the appointment of a single judge to consider the appointment of an amicus curiae prosecutor to investigate whether members of the prosecution had interfered with the administration of justice due to the prosecution's disclosure violations. Judge Jönsson agreed with the trial chamber's decision, which stated that even though disclosure violations by the prosecution were found, they were not indicative of a lack of good faith on the part of the prosecution, and therefore finding no reason to believe that contempt had been committed by the prosecution. In the Prlic and others case, all 5 accused in the case have filed grounds of appeal against the 29th May 2013 trial chamber judgment. According to pre-appeal Judge Meron order of 22nd of August 2014, all appellants are to file their briefs no later than 4th November 2014. On the 24th of July, in the Stanisic and Zhuplianin case, the appeals chamber dismissed Stanisic's motion seeking the appeals chamber reconsideration of its earlier decision that dismissed his motion for mistrial due to the finding of Judge Harhov's appearance of bias in the Szeszel case. The chamber found that Stanisic failed to demonstrate that their decision contained a clear error of reasoning or that particular circumstance justify reconsideration of the impugned decision in order to avoid an injustice. In an order made public yesterday, in his capacity as MICT president, Judge Theodore Meron ordered the transfer of Nebojša Šapavković to serve the remainder of his sentence of 22 years imprisonment in Finland. The accused has already been transferred to Finland. Turning now to the courtrooms, the trials of Ratko Mladic and Goran Hadžić resumed this week after the summer recess. They will continue this week and next as scheduled. In the case of Ratko Mladic, the chamber is currently hearing the testimony of Velimir Dunic, former Republika Srpska army officer in the Sarajevo area. He is the 34th witness so far called by the defense. And in the case of Goran Hadžić, the accused continues to testify in his defense case. He is currently being cross-examined by the prosecution and is the first defense witness in the case. And finally, the latest Outreach-produced documentary, Through Their Eyes, Witnesses to Justice, which depicts the crucial role played by victims and witnesses in the prosecution of crimes committed during the 1990s in the territory of the former Yugoslavia, has been uploaded to the Tribunal's YouTube channel. Thank you very much. That concludes the briefing, and see you next week.